Hey, I'm Ryan. This is my brother Daniel. This is Rolls in the Family, and we are here with a very special guest who has, I think, gotten some mentions on the channel very generically. I think we have many times said our sister, likes this game or has played.
Very generic.
This is our sister,
This
Kaitlyn,
is
who is
said
here too.
sister. Woo!
Yes, we have told some truths on this channel. One of which is that we have.
I know.
We indeed have a sister.
I exist.
Yes.
She exists.
We are here, in fact, to talk about Kaitlyn's favorite games of all time. And not even just a top 10. We decided, why not top 20?
Yep.
Let's make a couple videos of this.
The people
And
want
I will
it.
say, because we did this recently with each of Daniel and my wives of their top games. I feel like you're the wild card here, Kaitlyn. I do not know. There's like a few games I feel like I know are going to show up, but I just have no idea.
I think there's going to be, this is our reactions to this video, Ryan, is going to be great. I feel like we're going to be in for some shockers.
Yeah, so we will be sure to include links to all these games down in the description below.
Yes.
If you want to check any amount of Kaitlyn just, really talks them up to such that you just must have them.
Well, it will be fun because she has slightly different tastes than each of us do, Ryan.
It's true.
So
I would say more opinionated tastes.
Very strong.
There's games we have that you just hate.
Yeah.
Hate this game.
Yeah.
There you go. That'll be the follow up to these two
Kaitlyn's
videos.
Least favorite games.
Ones that Kaitlyn will flip the table over if she plays. So.
She's still the only person I know that doesn't like card drafting at all. Maybe that's a little bit of a spoiler of what's not
Ryan,
coming.
That was a major spoiler.
Not coming, but I'm not anticipating any pure
how about
card
we let
drafting.
her speak for herself
kidding?
here?
Although, who knows? Maybe she'll shock me.
Yeah.
What do I really know?
Yeah, Sushi Go Party's number one.
Number one.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. We'll see.
We're just gonna start with number one, actually. Yeah. Work on.
Worked on our way down. Yeah.
Alrighty,
Okay.
we should jump in. So, Kaitlyn, let's kick it off with your number 20.
Number 20. All right.
Wow.
Well, I hate to break it to you guys. Galaxy Trucker did not make the list.
Did not make the list.
Did not make the
I
list.
put it on the list I gave to you just
Wow.
because I was like, it's been so long since you've played it, right? When's the last time?
Used to be your favorite.
Oh my gosh, years.
But that used to be Kaitlyn's favorite game.
It used to be my
was
favorite
Galaxy
game.
Trucker.
I loved watching
Okay.
our ships just
First
implode.
big spoiler of the video.
So,
First
not
big
making
shocker,
the
I mean.
list.
Not making
Shocker.
the list.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. What's number 20?
Number 20. I actually played it for the first time in years yesterday.
Oh.
Whoa.
Last time I
Ryan
played it, I think, was June 2021.
Wow.
We brought it out again yesterday.
Indeed.
Number 20 goes Deception Murder in Hong Kong.
Oh my goodness! Wow.
Little did I know when I was breaking that out last night that was adding a perfect segue into this video.
Now was that already
Exactly.
that was already on the list? That didn't bump it up.
Correct.
From
Nope,
playing it?
I
Okay.
ranked it a few days before we played it.
Nice. So what do you like about Deception, Murder in Hong Kong?
I like those games where you have to try to figure out, it's almost puzzly and try to figure out, okay, how does this location or the type of murder it is go with the weapons everyone has in front of them? And then it's just accusing, but also not defending yourself too much
Yeah, it's
to make
a
sure you
little
don't be
less,
suspicious.
a little less of the direct lying into people, staring into your best friend's eyes and lying directly.
Are you lying?
Yeah.
Which I guess you don't really mind that even though. You like some games that are.
I'm a terrible liar in general.
She's a terrible liar, but
I
a
have to
fan
tell
of
the
it.
truth.
But put her in games.
But put me in games and I can lie like there's no tomorrow.
Yeah, that actually is shocking. knowing you that. Yeah, that's really funny.
Yeah, this is one that has become one. I mean, it's one of the only kind of games in this category that I own. I think I kind of burned out, honestly, a little bit on the more lying to each other types of games. We played the Resistance a bunch back in the day and really played it into the ground.
Ryan
but
got
I do
tired
like
of being called a liar.
Yeah, I do like how in Deception it's a little bit more the focus is on making a case for which objects make sense and and you can play with a lot of people too, which is nice.
Yeah, which is nice because then it adds in different roles. So I was the witness in both games.
Yeah,
last night.
there's one witness card and Caitlyn got it both games.
So then
Remind
I
me
know who the murderer.
what is the witness?
The
mean?
witness knows who the murderer and accomplice are, but doesn't know which is which.
Okay.
But which is really good information because they're on the investigator team. But at the end, if you catch the murderer has a chance to guess the witness. And if they can guess the witness, it's like they axed the witness and got away with it. So you have all this extra information, but you don't want it to look like you have extra information.
So how'd that go, Kaitlyn?
It worked really well because other people were really on top of accusing other people that were actually the murdered accomplice. So I was like, oh yeah, I definitely agree with that. I think that's a good thing. But then I occasionally accuse another person too. So then both times at the end of the game, the murderer accused the person that tended to be a little more forward. And so the investigators won both games.
Both games, the investigators won, and both games, the witness was not
I wasn't
chosen.
killed off.
Yeah.
Wow, look at you. Staying hidden.
Staying hidden.
Yeah, well, I'm glad we could get your number 20 game to the table for the first time in 3 years.
3 years.
Yeah, gosh.
Yeah, I don't know why it had been so long. It must just be because sometimes when there's big groups, I'm a little tentative to do more of the social deduction games just because I know some people don't like them, but it went over well last night.
I think so. Yeah, I think everyone enjoyed it.
Yep.
So it was good.
Cool. Starting off with a nice party game.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Good one. Okay. What do you got at 19, Kaitlyn?
19. We got some dice in this game.
Okay.
Got to fight some monsters. Nice little target.
Oh, that there were a lot of games it could be until the last one.
I'm like, oh, we use dice in a lot of games. Oh, you mean in that way? Okay.
Oh, yeah. Good old Dungeon Fighter.
Yeah.
Classic.
It's a classic. I remember we played this game wrong for starting out. We'd start out with the one person having all 3 dice, throwing them, and really you were supposed to go around the table and each person.
I don't remember.
All right.
I blocked it out of my memory, I guess.
She's putting you on blast.
I don't know. We're talking almost 15 years ago.
She has a strong memory of that.
Strong memory of playing games incorrectly.
Yeah. Okay, so you're a fan of the dexterity element of Dungeon Fighter?
I do like throwing the dice and the different trick shots you can do. I always remember I'd get the praying shot where you'd have to hold in between and
or the golden sort of friendship where you have to hold somebody else's arms and do it for them.
There's no greater bonding of friendship in board games than the golden sword of friendship.
The golden sword. Yeah,
there's a lot of exciting moments in Dungeon Fighter.
Yeah.
And it's fun. It's wrapped in the dungeon crawl thing that you're going through as a team, and it's got kind of the wacky theme. Dangle and I both picked up the huge 2nd edition collector's edition after being, we probably played the 1st edition as much or more than just about anybody on the planet, is my guess. It wasn't all that popular of a game, but the 2nd edition, it's nice. It's got all kinds of good stuff.
Yeah, it's one of those that it has a ridiculous amount of stuff, but I find it worth it. Like all the variety, I find it uses all the variety really well, where it's not like some of those games have a ton of variety, and it's like, okay, well, it's not actually useful. I don't know.
It's fun to pull out some like crazy weird shot, and it's like we haven't seen the shot in like ever or like many games of it, and so it really makes it feel different.
Oh yeah, my favorite's when you have to like throw it over the firewall, but you also want to use your under the leg weapon. So you're like under the leg, over the firewall.
You gotta do it.
Gotta do both.
Good thing Kaitlyn's flexible. I might tear something if I try that.
None of us are flexible.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, you're not? Okay.
No,
well, never mind. I take that back.
Terrible
flexibility.
She's
got the family genes.
Language siblings were not blessed with flexibility.
Yeah, don't play Twister with us. It gets ugly. That's for sure.
I don't know the official rules of Twister. Like, if you can't move me, like, is that my fault? I don't know.
I know. The key is just get there first and then hold.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
Very nice. We're big fans of Dungeon Fighter. That's a good one.
Yeah,
that makes sense to me that made your list.
A lot of good
I'd
memories.
be surprised if it wasn't.
Okay.
Onward and upward.
I'm at number 18. All right, number 18. I don't even know how to describe this game, of what category it would fall under, but it's a card game, and each like card has a different kind of power you can use with it. Some you're like want to compare with people, some you want to switch hands, make someone discard their hand.
I've got it. Dang, I'm
Why am I so lost?
If you have the 8,
you can just say I'm lost.
This goes to Lovecraft Letter.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Good old
For some
Lovecraft
reason, I think when you
Letter.
said card game, I was just immediately set on teach you, and then I was really lost after that.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Yeah, Lovecraft Letter, which is nice about this one, because we used to own just Love Letter, which had like the princess, the prince, all those cards. What's nice with this is it has the Eldritch theme to it. So you can go insane, then you have to win as the insane like cards and win that way, or you can stay human and try to win that way. But once you go insane, you have to win that way. So I think I like there's 2 ways to win, but it's harder to win as a human. And
when you're insane, you're then having to do those sanity checks every time, which there's like a higher chance you get knocked out, but you also can use the more powerful versions of the cards. And so for us, like we played the original Love Letter, 50 plus, like a lot of times, and really enjoyed it. But we got to a point with the original where it was like we had kind of seen every fun situation that can come out of the permutations of, and every funny thing that can happen. And so for us, Lovecraft Letter was really the layer on top that opened the game even more. In addition to going up to 6 players now, which is really nice to not be capped at 4. And I agree that like being able to get human wins or insane wins, and
it's
like
a fun,
and this has been a staple like end of game night one for a long time.
The real question is, Kaitlyn, have you ever won with a Cthulhu immediate victory?
I know for a fact you have, because I remember we were on a family vacation. You may have been in this game, Daniel. And she not only won with it, she won it in the first hand. Literally, it was like a 3-minute game of Lovecraft Letter, because there's one Cthulhu card that if you're insane and like have enough insane cards, it wins the entire game, insane. Not just the hand. Yeah, and you pulled it off in the very first round. So
I'm just that good.
Yes, which again, it's one of those fun things that exists in the game.
It is in a quick game like that, it's fun to have that kind of.
Well, and like as people get close to winning, like somebody's got 2 of the insane wins and a human win, they're really close.
You don't feel like you're out of
it. There's still that Hail Mary that somebody could get the surprise win.
Absolutely, I think another part of the game that's my favorite is when like you get the card that you have to guess what another person has in their hand. If you guess correctly, they're out. Is it just if the first round, if you do it and get someone right away and they're just out? Yeah. It's like
it's a good trash talking kind of game.
Oh yeah.
I honestly wish I could recommend it more highly, but 1, I don't think it's in print. I don't think you can technically buy it right now. And 2, bad rule book. I'm sorry, but there's a couple things in that rule book that they really left unclear about, like the rules around discarding and when it triggers an ability or it doesn't.
I know.
Interesting.
So it's a little bit of a bummer, because I'm like, if somebody just got it and learned from the rules, they probably wouldn't play it correctly. But
it's true.
It's a bummer that's not in print anymore. It's a good game.
It is. It's a good game. Glad we each.
You know what else is a good game?
Yeah. Whatever.
Kaitlyn's
number 17.
Dango, the king of segues.
King of segues.
I'm only going to use that about 5 more times.
Yeah. The nice thing about that one is it works at any number with any game.
It works at any number.
Except number 1. All right. Number 17. We got a party game. And this is fun because it's a little bit of a mind like, okay, what is this other person going to write down? Or is no one going to write it because it's the obvious thing to write down? So you try to think of something more complicated. It's Just One.
Wow, that's pretty high.
That is it.
Yeah.
Okay, big fan of Just One.
No, it's another light, easy game, I think, to pull out at the end of like a night of games, or just like young adult groups.
Yeah.
And
our parents
we
like
played
this
it a
game
lot
as
with
well.
our family. Yeah, our parents like this game. I mean, it is one of the most accessible games in our collections of just like, if you've got a group of people that you don't think are really into games, you can pull this out and have a good time. Mm-hmm. But then Kaitlyn, all of us that really like, have played it a lot still enjoy playing it.
Do you enjoy more the writing clues for someone, or do you like being the one on the spot making the guess? Which one do you prefer?
I definitely
more?
like both, but I think I like writing down the clues a little more, which I mean, everyone, it goes around. So everyone's going to have to guess at some point. Everyone's going to write clues at some point.
Right.
But I definitely enjoy the writing down, because it's like, should I write the obvious answer for this?
Mm-hmm.
Or should I go a little bit more obscure and count on someone else being the obvious answer?
Yeah.
And then if you do that, sometimes no one writes it, and then the person staring at your clues like, what the heck is this?
It's fun to be part of the group that reveals to each other and get to see who's canceled. And it is like one of the funniest moments when like you cancel in such a way that the only thing left is one of those obscure clues, and everybody's just like, there's no way. And if you're playing Daniel's house rules, you must guess. No passing on guesses.
Is right.
No passing on guesses.
Is that your house? Is that how you play?
Well, it's the fun of the game is guessing. Why passing is inherently not fun. So
I have come to I've come around with agreeing with Dang on this one, that I think the game would be best if you were forced to always guess no matter what.
Forced to always guess. Yeah. I guess that makes sense.
No one cares about the score.
I care.
And it would affect your score. I mean, you should have done better.
Yeah.
And
That's true.
Guessed better. Yeah. Gosh.
Right. You know what I was just thinking is interesting about this game is like there's a lot of games of getting in the head of your opponent when you're like a head-to-head game of like trying to think of their move, but then are they thinking of my move? But it's interesting to have that experience in a cooperative game of we're trying to get in each other's heads, and then are they going to do what I'm thinking? And then so I can't really think of many other cooperative games that have that same kind of element. So that's it's kind of interesting.
Yeah, it's a classic, which feels weird to say when it only came out like a few years ago, but it feels like one of those games that's just like kind of a staple.
Yeah. Especially with like the family,
a paper
mom and dad liking, because our dad doesn't like many games.
Yeah.
So knowing
when are we getting Dad on the channel for? Does he like 10 games?
It might be like top 4.
Number 1, Sequence.
Yes.
Okay.
Big fan of Sequence.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Okay.
Just one.
All right.
Another party game representation here.
Yeah.
Nice.
Technically, this next one, 16, is a game we don't technically own, but it's in the universe of a game we own. We brought it.
I thought you were just gonna say, but it's in the
but
universe.
It does exist.
But it does exist. It's just we don't own it. It is Stella from the Dixit universe.
Stella Dixit universe. I own Stella.
You own it now?
I was the original owner of it, and actually, I think Daniel has it now too.
I also own it.
So the universe have collided.
So the universe.
Yeah. That's right. I think I was getting this confused with another game.
Yeah,
but this still is my number 16.
Yeah.
Is this the right game?
Another party game. So what is it about Stella? There's a lot of these kind of Dixit-like ones.
Okay, Stella is the dream one where you could be in the dark, correct?
Yeah,
okay,
like where
you're
everybody's marking the X's, and if you have the most, you're in the dark.
Yeah, I like the aspect of you have all those cards out. You get a specific like word, and you try to see how many cards can match that. So you're looking at each card is super in detail, and then you're just Xing what like you think matches with that card. And I really like to think of games like that. And then when you all flip and reveal, and you're like pointing to each one, being like, does anyone else have this? And you have the super spark if only one of the person gets it with you, and you're like, we're on the same page. This is great.
The super spark is so fun.
Yeah.
Because
everyone else is like, why? Why did you pick that card? And we're like, well, look at this. And
you're just like,
we're in the in group. We're in the in. Got 3 points.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think I like the aspect of that game and just trying to figure out. I think it's also maybe a little bit more of a puzzle aspect for me in that sense of trying to figure out how this card, even in really small detail, can fit with the word that got like picked for that round.
Yeah, and it is actually a little similar to what we were saying with just one. It's got this element of getting in the other people. Like, are other people going to think that this one fits? And I like it is like a little bit more complex than some of those other games with some of the how it works with like how many you guess and you're in the dark and this stuff. But the more I've played it, the more I feel like every rule in that game like really is like necessary, like makes the experience. And I love that when you are that one in the dark, there's a chance you could get them all. And it's kind of the shoot the moon to get all the points.
It's true.
Yeah.
I think that's a fun aspect.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, it's interesting. Kaitlyn's games so far, we'll see if this trend continues. Very enjoys social
party games.
Social getting in the heads of the other players. But we'll see if that trend
continues.
Yeah, a lot of party game love here. That's good.
Yeah,
you do
very
like party
opposite
games.
of a party game for the next one.
Okay,
not a
get away from party games.
This one.
Yeah, get away.
Stop it.
No more. Number 15 goes to a board game based off a movie.
That's actually a good clue. Man, one sec. Give me like 10 seconds to think about this. Based off a movie.
Jeopardy.
Do we own Twilight the board game?
Oh yeah, that one.
Oh yeah, the classic.
Man, I'm struggling to think of any games we have based off
okay, is it a Marvel one? Or like I'm not talking about no.
I don't know.
Okay,
I don't have a good guess.
Okay, Kaitlyn,
it
surprise
might be
us.
a Euro theme game, but this goes to Dune Imperium.
Oh, Dune Imperium. It is actually technically tied directly, to the movie franchise.
Yeah, one of the cards looks exactly like Zendaya.
Yeah,
Only reason I like the game. That's why it's up there.
Wow, and I'm too busy. I'm hung up on the movie thing that I missed my shock at the fact this is this high on your list. That's good to see, because you've played this a couple times.
I think 3 times.
Okay.
I think I've played it 3 times.
Yeah, that actually is. Wow. Yeah. So what do you like so much about this one?
It's honestly a good question. I've just enjoyed general experience. I feel like it helps when I have a good experience for the first game.
Yeah, that's why we let Kaitlyn win the first time. So
I'm pretty sure I took second.
Right. Wait, you weren't supposed to tell her that. Gosh dang it.
That makes sense. That makes sense why I win so much. No,
Yes.
I think I like the aspect of you get your specific like person that has their ability, and then you're drafting. I guess you are drafting cards a little bit when you purchase from the
it's more of like a deck.
supply,
It's
but
more
it's
of
not
a
like
deck
drafting.
building.
Deck building.
Yeah.
Ryan's theory debunked.
More deck
more
building.
deck building versus card
But
drafting.
you have to like
I guess.
match the cards with the spaces you want to send your workers to do both.
You have to have like water to go to certain spaces, and you want to like get your military to get the bonus points things. And I don't know,
I would guess because you tend to like interaction in games more than games where everybody's like completely doing their own thing, which is probably why you don't like card drafting that much.
Literally what I just said.
Sorry, I tuned Daniel out.
Ryan just takes exactly what I say and then makes it sound like
I just had this idea. But I was going to say, this is a game that has every round has that conflict where everybody has to decide, like, do they want to be in the conflict and how do you want to position yourself? So it does feel more it's got more of that than other games of this style, I think.
And I mean, if I can block people, I love screwing people over, especially Daniel.
Put it on a shirt. Oh my gosh, our childhood was filled with instances of Kaitlyn can either hurt Daniel or hurt Ryan. It makes way more sense to hurt Ryan. Daniel is the choice.
Kaitlyn and I had a rough stretch there, but man, we've come a long way.
We're good now.
We've come a long way. There were some tough years in there.
Well, this is great to know. I can recalibrate my brain that's one that you enjoy playing.
Yeah, no, it's a good one.
Yeah,
even though I've yet to win it.
Have you ever actually gotten Zendaya in your deck?
I think the first game I got her once.
Or Shawnee.
That was it.
Shawnee.
You liked it?
Yeah, no, but I think it's a good game. Even though I've never seen Dune Imperium, like the movies.
It's just called Dune.
Oh, Dune.
Yeah, they're pretty good actually. I mean, I haven't seen the second one yet, but it's supposed to be even better.
There's
than
a book too.
I haven't seen it.
I have read the book.
It's all good.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
There you go. I think that's my first strategic game that made the list.
Okay,
sweet. Nice.
Yeah, that can honestly probably the first one that was like,
that was,
whoa.
I wouldn't have necessarily expected that.
Wow,
fireworks.
I feel like the real surprises are still coming.
Still to come.
Oh yeah, or is it we got more?
There's more.
Okay, so what's next?
We're on 14.
16? 15?
14.
Daniel's been tuning out for a little while.
Oh my gosh, we're flying. Yeah, sorry guys, I'm come back in here. Okay, number 14
is a game where there's kind of one clue giver who has to be silent the whole game and uses cards.
Wow, so if this is what I think it is, Daniel and you could not be
game.
like more different in your opinion of this game.
Yeah, just you guys here. I'm just gonna leave. Is that cool? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, Daniel, you don't want to talk about your favorite game? Number 14 for me, Mysterium.
Mysterium. Yeah, Daniel's not a huge Mysterium fan, but
It's
you really like it, Caitlin.
I do.
14's pretty high.
I think it's once again, it's similar, I think, to what I said about Stella, figuring out what in the card could this clue be going towards. It's very Dixit-style cards again, which I think I appreciate the abstract art of those. But I love being the ghost in this one.
I was going to ask.
I love being the dead person.
Yeah, I can see that.
That is probably my favorite position to be. Try to get the clues.
Dead.
Dead. Like I am on the inside.
really
giving clues from the grave.
6 feet under.
Yeah.
No, I think I like giving clues, and there's an aspect of you only get to draw one new card each time you give a card out. But then you also have the crows, which you can discard your whole hand, but you have to use those wisely because otherwise you only get 3 of those. And then if you get to the final round, you're stuck with all these cards, having to give a clue about one of the people that's like the 3 set that is the answer for the death and all. Then you're like, crap, how am I going to get this? But sometimes the cards line up just perfectly.
And then your teammate fails you.
And then your teammates fail.
Your teams all don't see it. Yeah, this is one that, because they have a new version called Mysterium Park that's like a smaller, quicker version.
Okay.
And I've like gone back and forth on whether it would be a fun one to try because it like loses a little bit of things we like about Mysterium, but at the same time, it makes the setup so much easier and the playtime a little shorter.
Does it make it fun?
I don't know that it's going to change anything but Daniel's opinion of the game.
Okay. I was just curious.
But I'm in between you guys. I like Mysterium. I'm not like crazy about Mysterium, but I definitely like it more than Daniel does.
Yeah, no, I actually can enjoy Mysterium.
Yes, but it would be one of the last games I own that you would probably.
No,
I mean, I would rather do anything
that goes to
else
concept,
in life.
I'm pretty sure. I feel like concept
Daniel likes
Mysterium.
concept. He just every time is going to complain about the scoring in that game.
Yeah, Ryan loves that idea.
I bring it up every time we mention concept on the channel. That's the first thing I say is that Daniel just complains about the score.
Yeah, it's true.
It's a great intro to the game. Okay.
Another party game. I would
wow.
say that's.
I wouldn't say that's. I mean, kind of.
They're really
party.
But I would say common themes have continued.
Yep.
No, this is good to know.
Let's keep it rolling.
Number 13.
Lucky 13.
Let's make some maps together.
Ooh.
I've only played this game twice.
Wait.
I've maps.
Some maps. Daniel, vocab lesson. What do you call a person who makes maps?
I know, but are you making a map?
So,
I would argue that you're making a map.
I think that's the theme.
Okay.
It's a little loose.
Okay, well, there you go. Let's
13,
go with it.
Cartographers.
And this was pretty recent.
This was a recent play. Yeah, we played it with a small group.
Yeah, this probably wouldn't have made it without, like, would you have remembered what you thought about it?
I don't think this would have made the list if we didn't play it.
Yeah.
I forgot that I liked the game because I think I played it maybe a year prior to when we played it more recently here.
So this is an interesting pick because this is a more do your own thing game. You're working on your own puzzle most of it.
Except when there's monsters. Yeah. Then you can screw
so
someone over.
That's what Kaitlyn lives for. She lives for the 2 to 4 times a game that you get to write on someone else's sheet.
Oh yeah.
Write down. What's another game? Don't play
or at least
with
don't sit next to her.
Yeah, don't sit next to me.
Don't sit next. Yeah, just kidding.
So
what do you like most about that game, Kaitlyn?
I think I like the aspect that there's 4 rounds that you score with because 4 seasons goes off the 4 seasons that you have to remember like, oh, this round scores A and B. This next round scores B and C. And like that kind of stuff. So you have to keep in mind like, oh, well, I could be trying to get all A and B scoring for this round. Well, next round, that means then I might not get any for C. So you have to kind of be strategic about what you're picking and work on like, not just focusing, I think, singly on one round to score in that round, because otherwise you might not score as well the next round. So being well balanced in what you're taking, even though you maybe want to focus a little more on what's being scored in that certain round, I think it's good also to keep a balance, be like, but I should remember that's being scored next round, or that kind of stuff. So I like the aspect of just trying to balance out what you're putting onto your map.
I really like that scoring system, which it actually isn't the first game to use it. Isle of Skye, which we haven't played before, but it has like the exact same thing with like A, B, B, C.
I've wanted to play that one.
But I love that you know what they all are from the beginning. So like you were saying, like you might see opportunity, like I actually can set myself up so well for D, even though it's not coming for a while. And Cartographers, at least for me, is one of those games, as far as like the roll and write genre, that like I have not gotten tired of at all, even though I've played it quite a bit. I think it just, every time those scoring conditions are different, every time they're going to come, everything's going to come out in different orders and how you kind of puzzle it in. And then I do have like some expansion content that has different maps and stuff, but it's just it's a satisfying puzzle to keep filling in your little map.
I think that's a theme for me. I do like puzzles. So I think figuring out how to fit the pieces together and like...
You do like puzzles. Another
kind
thing
of like...
Daniel and I could not be more opposite.
Yeah. We'll see in the top 10 here.
That's true.
We will see.
Do we have any overlay?
Nice. I'm glad you like Cartographers because I've talked about it on the channel before that's one of the like most versatile games in my collection because you can sit and play that with 2 people and have a great game. And you can play it with 12 people and have it like it just is so good across so many different player counts and
Only playing with 2 people though, you have no choice but to have me put monsters onto your map.
True.
Don't play it 2-player with me.
It's not so much that you would do it any worse than somebody else. It's just the joy in your eyes as you hurt us that would be a little unnerving.
Yeah. Too much joy.
I'll be the next James Bond
Too much
villain.
joy.
Yes.
Just the joy of hurting. All right.
Okay. Does that segue perfectly into your next?
Definitely not, but we're going to figure it out. We're going to get on this train.
Got to work on the segues.
Get on this train and figure it out.
Got to work on the segues. We'll
okay.
Try to be better next video.
Okay, what are we at? 12?
Number 12. Another game I haven't played in years, but played recently. I think like a week ago. Or
I've done a really good job of.
This is not a game I played with you,
resurfacing.
Oh, it wasn't with me?
Not with you. Oh. No, this was.
I've done a good job in other areas, completely irrelevant to this pick.
This was actually with my boyfriend and a couple friends of ours.
Okay.
It's Ticket to Ride Europe.
Okay, so specifically Europe.
Yes.
We typically like on our list, we've kind of lumped Ticket to Ride into like an entire category.
That's fair. I guess this was the map they owned.
Yeah.
Because I own India
nice.
and Switzerland.
Yeah.
which
so
are also
Ticket
really
to
fun
Ride.
maps.
So you're still a big Ticket to Ride.
I still like. Yeah, I don't know. It's so simple. I do have one distinct memory though of blocking our sister-in-law accidentally in one game, and her just I think hating the game now because of that.
It happens. That is the thing. Well, Ticket to Ride is a very accessible game, good one to introduce to people. It does have that element of like, if you just miss out on completing your route, you just went from like, I'm going to score 21 points to I get negative 21 points.
It's a 42-point swing.
Yeah, no, it isn't the most accessible in terms of being like, there's certain games that you can just know are gonna for the most part land well, where like even if someone doesn't win,
someone could feel
good
real bad. Someone could feel real bad at the end of Ticket to Ride.
You can do really bad in this, and so that is one caveat with it.
No, I don't know, I like the aspect of then risking it, like someone only has like 7 trains left because 2 trains ends the game, of being like, oh, I complete all my routes, let's just see, I'll draw tickets to see if I have any. I'm one of those. I think
people.
every one of us playing that day was one of those people.
I think all 3 of us are more aggressive Ticket to Ride players. Well, then there's the times where you're like, am I playing to win or am I playing for second place? I'm going to draw destinations even though this is my last turn and just hope I already have it completed.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
well,
exactly.
If you ain't first, you're last, That's my mindset.
Well, and especially if, like, okay, I'm probably not winning. Like, that was it for last game for me. I'm probably not winning, so I completed all my routes. I'm going to take more and hope for the best.
Yeah.
Because this will either keep me about where I am or drop me one more place or help me be closer to winning.
Mm-hmm.
I did not.
Right. Yeah, it really is. It really is actually an interesting thought experiment of, is it worth going for second place? Or do you always do the best thing to try to get first place?
Yeah, I think my mindset in games is typically if first place is still feasible, if it's still possible, I'm playing for that.
Go for it.
But if it's really been ruled out, then it's like play for place. But yeah, that's, we're all big fans of Ticket to Ride. It doesn't get played a lot these days just because a lot of people in my gaming circles are less interested.
It's my top play in this last month.
Now
Spoilers.
they don't even have to watch the video.
It was a blast.
Yeah, I would love to play more Ticket to Ride. I would love to play, the India map we used to play all the time.
I love the India map.
That's a really fun map.
That
one's fun.
That was given
Got
to
all
me
the looping happening.
You guys gave that to me for what? Like, it was like a birthday one year.
I don't know.
I think you gave me the expansion. I think you gave me Switzerland and India for my.
Yeah, because it's the same set.
I thought you just inherited it.
I inherited Europe because I said I own the expansion, so it makes most sense for me to inherit the game.
To Europe.
Same with Galaxy Trucker.
I inherited.
Same with Galaxy Trucker, though. I inherited that even though it was your game.
I like inheritance makes it sound like we died. Kaitlyn got some games in the inheritance.
I was in their will. That's what I want from your will. Don't give them to your children.
Yeah, just the games.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. Is this the number 11, right?
The one that just missed.
Just missed my top 10.
Shed a tear.
Also, a game I've never played with you two.
Wow. I have a guess.
You have a guess? Do you have a guess just based off that?
I
was
I'm
undefeated
guessing.
in this game for a little bit until
for one game
and then two games. I was 2-0. 2-0 with friends I played a while ago, but I played it again recently. I think it was like Easter Sunday I played this game. And people were convinced they needed to dethrone me. And sure enough, I lost that game of Catan.
Did you even know, Dangle, that Kaitlyn had played Catan recently? Or no?
I had no idea.
No idea. Number 11 goes to Catan.
Nice.
Wow.
Okay.
So what is it about Catan? Because Dangle and I have hardly played Catan.
Yeah, because neither of us...
I think I played it once.
A few times, and neither of us own it. But yeah, what do you enjoy
so there's
about
the aspect
Kaitlyn?
of getting resources. So each person on their turn rolls dice, and then if you're in that territory, essentially, like you get that resource, which you need then to build roads or build I don't know what they're called now because they've changed it so many times. Guilds or houses, something like that.
Yeah.
And to build that, and then also on like the seaside of the map, all the way around, there's you can change 2 stone to be like 1 resource versus having to discard 3 of the stone to be another resource.
So you probably like that. Choice. You like that dice rolling.
I like the dice rolling. I like the territory stuff, and like if you get longest.
She likes the robber.
I did not get the robber last game, but yeah, you draw like from that, so you can get a knight, and then like you can move this robber. And then the robber blocks the resource, so you can strategically place that. Our friend that we played with strategically placed it so no one would get, I think it was stone, because the other stone like space had like the 2 on it, and 2 doesn't get rolled that often.
It's true.
So everyone was lacking in stone.
Not
and it
very
was
often.
a hard game. It was a long game too because of that.
Yeah.
It took forever for us to win.
Yeah, another major aspect of Catan is the trading, right? You can trade cards and stuff. And we don't have a lot of games, honestly, that have that aspect to it of kind of open trading. Is that something you find you like?
I do like the open trading.
It is
was
fun.
Interesting because the people I played with said they liked the aspect of you can be deceitful like in the trade, or try to be like deceitful in the sense of I like being
good friends.
Yes, good friends.
Do you have any games where I can just like
find
be really
friends
deceitful?
like
Can I just
really,
lie to you?
Deception, murder, and hunger.
Yeah, make you seem like this is a really good trade, but it's not. Typically I wouldn't make trades though unless I like absolutely wanted it.
Yeah.
But yeah, Catan.
Wow, Catan, that is pretty high for a game that Dangle and
I've played 3 times.
That is pretty high.
But misses the top 10.
But misses the top 10.
And I am so curious.
10 more that are better than Catan.
What 10 games are coming. But
curious.
that was a good set of games. I approve of most of those picks. Dangle,
Daniel doesn't.
Balked at the Mysterium pick there a little bit.
Approve.
But there you go. That is Kaitlyn's 11 through 20. We will be back soon in the following video with her top 10.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you want to check out any of these games that Kaitlyn mentioned, we've got links down below. And if you want to hear about her top 10 through 1, we will have a video right here whenever that gets posted. And we will see you in the next one.